Hey guys, Joe here, and here we are to talk to you about the top 5 best Keepaway fighters in Super Smash Bros. 4. Now, all these guys are very good at keeping the opponent at a far distance. They're very good at hitting the opponent from a far range, and they also can just stop the opponent from approaching in a variety of ways. But with all that said, let's get this started. PacMan is one of those characters that in the beginning almost no one knew how to play, and therefore nobody really played him. He was mainly untouched for a few months after release until his road to fame at Apex with Abadongo. Now, what we saw there was a revolutionary for PacMan and gave us a great idea of how to actually play the pack. He's very good at keeping the opponent away with his hydrant and the ability to spam with his items very often. He also has the different items which allow great utility, like combos with the Galaga, a stun with the buzzer, and fruit with some quick damage, and finally a key that will finish people off or you use to break the fire hydrant and send it right towards the enemy. He has so many ways to keep the enemy away and must be played in a very patiently way or else he'll be punished very greatly. Rob is an amazing keep away type of fighter in the general sense. He has two mains of doing this, mainly being his gyro and his laser. His laser can be used to stop most approaches from pretty much anywhere on the stage with only a small amount of recovery time for the first version of the charge. The main thing that makes him so good at keep away though is of course his gyro. This thing can be Z-dropped in the air to allow him underneath to be safe, can be thrown out to stop a lot of these approaches in front of him, and can also be used as a combo tool with a lot of his aerials and a lot of his tilts. Also, a nice thing to mention is that if the opponent does perfect shield your gyro, that you can immediately throw another gyro, which does cause a lot of problems for the enemy. The final thing that makes him so great at all of this is of course his Nair. It's a huge hitbox that, when mixed with his down B or neutral B, can create a very hard way to punish Rob and give him a really good situation, which will give Rob the upper hand most of the time. Rob and male and female have some of the best keep away options in the entire game. I did have to put them a little bit lower because they can't be spammed quite as much as some of the other characters, but even with that downside, you still have a very strong character. Rob can use their side B to stop approaches or even stop some projectiles, use neutral B for combo attacks or for throw on for a finisher move, and use the broken tomes or sword as some of the most powerful ranged kill options in the entire game, or just for some really big damage dealer. Robin was in general just really meant to keep the opponent away, and you can also see this with a lot of the aerials, that being it the strong fair, strong up air, and strong back air, which will stop the opponent's approaching in those tracks and then allow you with some great kill options to boot. Of course, in Smash 4, Orlimar can't spam his little Pikmin as much as in Brawl, but those little buggers still do pack quite a bit of a punch. As Orlimar, you'll be want to stay at a very long distance with side B and side smash in order to not be caught by the opponent. His grab is also a great thing about him, which does have a much further distance than most enemies in the game, comes up pretty fast, and is just better than a lot of the enemies, and will allow you a lot of combo damage with your down throw, forward airs, or even a kill throw with your up throw as a blue Pikmin. He's very capable of keeping enemies away, either from the ground or from the air, and really can stop anybody with any sort of maneuver that they try to pull on this fellow. The good old DHD has been a classic at keeping opponents far away from them, with large arsenal of specials and longer range moves overall ever since the beginning of the 3DS days. Now, to start off, they do of course have the can, which can be used to scare opponents away by sending it towards them, or can be used as a defensive measure to stop any opponent or to get yourself out of a lot of combos. You also have a side B, which will stop on most head-on approaches and applies great damage to your foe if they do happen to get nicked by it. The final special, of course, is that down B that can either be used as a meat shield versus other ranged characters to stop them, or as a supporting damage just out of nowhere, basically. Finally, there are also some really long attacks that they have for some reason, that being pretty long range aerials, forward air, and back air, that really can stop most of the opponents right on their track, and also very strong, very long range smash attacks, which can hit in almost any direction very quickly. Duck Hunt Dog does have a lot of laggy moves, but the Keepaway game is strong in this one. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you did enjoy the video. If you did enjoy, make sure to press that like button, comment down below who you think are the best at keeping the opponent away in Super Smash Bros. 4, and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you all next time.